Saturday morning, family. There we go with that again. There we go with that again. Trying to do the cup holder to hold me. Got a little beverage here. It's a Saturday morning, about April 27th, 2024. Now I'm headed to one of my jobs, restaurant job, morning shift, day shift, which is a blessing because I get my daytime. And I want to encourage people to be above the circumstances of life. Like, things may not be perfect. You may not have all the resources right now. You may feel like you didn't hit all the points of your life that you should have hit. But it's like, be above the circumstances. Like, people's limitation for life, how they see it and how they see themselves, that's not your problem. It might fire you up, but you always have to go back to your training, revert back to your training. So, for example, if you believe in prosperity and abundance, don't forget your training. Don't change your mode of operation, modus operandi, because people feel like you should be suffering. If you believe in long, satisfied life and divine health and being alive to see your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, you don't have to drop your belief because you may be in an environment where people are counting down to death. And where I'm going with this is biblically based, like being trained by people who are digging in apostolically and prophetically versus things commonly taught. So, children of Israel, for example, being in captivity in Egypt, the 70, 80 years, that was a statement that's recorded in the Bible. But the people had such a hard life, that's why they were falling off at 70 and 80. So it is a great milestone to make it to 70 and 80 because many don't. But you do things like you get life insurance, you prepare your estate the best you know how. I have life insurance. Still working on the estate part of things. But that's the gift of life. You still got a chance today. All of us aren't wealthy. All of us aren't born wealthy like right now. But you have the eye for wealth. Those of us who aren't. For wealth building, wealth creation. And making it last longer than your natural life lasts for the family. And for the ministries. And for the charitable causes you care about. But as in the practice of law, the first mention, the Bible, Genesis 6:3, we're talking 120 years. So a person may want to curse your 120-year mission, your centenarian mission. But it may fire you up, but when it fires you up, make sure you're living good, you treat people right. The authority and the reach you have, you don't have to be cold and nasty. Like I recently heard Bishop Daniel Robertson Jr., Daniel Robertson Jr., up in Richmond, Virginia, up I-95. I'm here down in South Florida. For 2 or 3 of his last recent teachings, we have a world that if you have a good heart, this world's trying to corrupt you, toughen you up, make you nasty, gangster. Gangster the wrong way, not the Bill Winston way. Bill Winston talk about the good gangster, no gangster. And thank God that didn't stop the flow of the message. That's one of my alarms, make sure I'm not messing around. But it's okay to have a good heart. It's okay to be from the hood, from the ghetto, from Blacktown, to have an athletic, aggressive background and still have a good heart. Now, when you were in them trenches, I understand if you still in them trenches. But it's okay to have a good heart. Like, for example, in workplaces, you may be the light. You keep showing up as the light. And it's something I heard one of the people in Eric Thomas's community say, TJ Tyus, when he was serving in corrections as a chaplain. He speaks to people. He greets people. He appreciates life in every day. Sometimes people don't speak back. Some people got something smart to say. Question why you talking, whatever. And it was a lesson he taught about a year ago I was listening to. A year or so ago. And lady that works there in corrections, he's a chaplain now. You didn't say good morning to me. And it was something to the nature of, and she's one of those cold-hearted, tough girls. There's a lot of those nowadays. She said, yeah, don't change who you are because I didn't speak. You speak to people. You keep speaking to people. It's almost even the people that aren't on the same prescription as you, the same regimen as you. Oh, they actually appreciated you being light in dark places. But you have to be above the circumstances. And you might catch it smart because you greet people, because you say hello, because you kind-hearted, because you good-hearted. But don't change. You ain't got to harden up like that. You understand? So all of us, yes, there's place for resilience. There's place for not being gullible, not being a doormat, not being run over. But it don't mean you got to get on everybody else's program. Meaning that, all right, you taught and trained in prosperity and abundance. If the people around you don't agree, don't mean don't change it. You keep tuning in to people that are bearing fruit, that have the example of it. Okay, you believe in long, satisfied life and divine health. People around you laugh, mock, think something wrong with you because you don't want to pack in at the go box or 6 of them. All right, you stay to the best of your parameters, your style, your food eating plan, your way of life, your exercise regimen. You stick to it. If you got the lean body, if you chiseled, and folks figure you anorexic, you starving, you worried about something, you don't have to go get let yourself go to fit in. They still talking about you. Might not be great. So it's the same as if you got a good heart. If you kind heart, if you got a good heart, you going to talk about people on the phone about them like they talk about you and people you care about dearly. That's not gonna fix them. So before I got a hold of this, what I'm telling you about, word of faith teaching and teaching like Leroy Thompson, LTMA, his ministers, where they talk about apostolic and prophetic. All right. Before that, just any of what people say black church you go to locally. You'll hear somebody say drinking some poison hoping to hurt somebody else. That's the setup, y'all. So you can't lose sight of your vision, the businesses, the career, the investments, the assets that God is showing you because it don't fit in with what people are talking about. So take me for example. I'm making a healthy compromise. I know what really happened between 22 and 37 years old in my own personal life and situation. But folks misunderstood my entrepreneurship, my run from 30 to 37 as I don't want to work or something, or that's a sign of an instability. No, I was trying to get it, and I did get it. Yes, I had some missteps financially and with vehicle maintenance, but when you learn how to make a couple $100s a day, like a good couple $1,000s a month, but you had to get your butt up. That helped me now that I've re-entered even the entry level of work, and that's to the glory of God. Like people try to get you to mature to that, own up to that, take responsibility for that all your life in your formidable years and all the extracurriculars and activities you participate in. People want you to have punctuality, be reliable, give a good effort, train others with what you know. I never lost that from the academic training and the co-curricular training of everything else I said, being a football player, being in Greek life, being in student activities, all that right there. Never let that go. So it's one of those things to where there's a little more peace now that I clock in, and that's what I learned in the counseling therapy type of situation. From it's the Mental Health Associates of Central Florida, something like that, in Orlando. I will go to them, and I found it on what do you call it? The meetup.com meetup app. This lady was amazing. You know, it's just a safe place to talk. A lot of the beef and strife in there, family misunderstanding me. All it was, they want me to clock in, punch in. But guess what? I'm doing it now. But folks treat it like you're doing time, man. They treat it like you're doing time. I can handle this stuff. And that's what it is. It's like it's this form of enslavement. And you have to think about it like I was telling you with Deputy Dampier. You get your multiple streams so that when one dries up, I'm so glad I dodged that screwdriver ice pick. The stuff on the road now is ridiculous that people let be on the road. Sometimes they know it fell off the truck. They just let it be on the road. That's why my eyes got big. It's like, it's a whole ice pick or screwdriver. That's crazy. I'm in Southville right now, Oslo Road, on the way to work. And I'm making good pace. But it's like it's this enslavement mindset that people have, but I've been enlightened and opened up to looking at it from a different way. Yes, I read Rich Dad. That helped open that up, that multiple streams of income mindset. And the Rich Dad Advisors, he has whole teams of people. And Grant Cardone, that came later. Like genuine business people that understand it. It's okay to have your day job, clock in, punch in, but to have some other stuff going. And there's people around me that I get to inspire them because they're working on expanding what they do. Got cake bakers trying to figure out how to get their distribution on, and I'm the one that's been doing deliveries. But I've never quite been the one to set up that business profile like they're aiming to do. But I've been the one delivering them. I know it's possible, so I can be that guy that knows it's possible. I can look up the links because I'm fairly tech savvy. I can send you this. Hey, here's an article from the company about that. And I can send a link to the person's text while we're having the conversation. I did this recently this week. And I appreciate people like that. That's goals in front of me. That's something to live for. But the problem is people think you're supposed to have a job, get your tail whipped, never be happy, settle with somebody, shack up, cohabitate. Like people are just obstructing the dream life. They think there's something wrong with you if you're going for the dream life. And another example I'm talking about, like Jamal King, 9 to 5 millionaire. I have to think about it. The job he showed up for as a police officer, it was the lowest paying one, but that was like the stability, reliable, steady check with the retirement plan. But he and his wife built 4 multi-million-dollar businesses. They built daycare. They built property management. They got a real estate investing company and a security company because he was police. He come from a family of police. So he has a steady pool of people to do security. Friends, family, still running all that. Even though he retired young as a police officer after doing his 20 years, the city of Chicago police. So I'm just trying to open up and share these things to you, with you. That's the kind of outlet and content you're going to get from me. Yes, there's minor tensions people hit me with that make me get on my stuff. I say I got to say something about this because I ain't arguing with them. I'm not gonna do it. There's times where you gotta communicate, but I communicate in love. I'm gonna say good morning. I'm gonna say hey. I'm gonna help people what they need help with. I'm gonna assist them. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show love. I'm gonna be Christ's arms and feet, as people say. You know what I'm saying? And where I come from, it's easy for people to be religious and look at you like, oh, you stay out all night. But they don't understand the commerce of the night in the early morning. And they can try to corrupt the very ones that are your blood relatives and make it like you sinning. I ain't said I ain't never did nothing in these 7 years. But I'm talking about now. Not bragging, I'm talking about the glory of God, mercy. When you lock in, that's the purpose of people inviting you on the fast, the Daniel fast. Learn how to defeat some foes in private. You understand what I'm saying? And you keep on every day, even when you get hot, when the temptations get hot. But sometimes you can be removed from a situation on top of you consecrating yourself. And when you clean out your body and you clean out your soul and you train your soul, you start to see clear what I need to be focused on, what I can do. I can feel better than this. So I have to share that because although I never done drugs, never been an alcoholic, sexual temptation can be a thing. And there were a few women encounters I had, but I've been really working on defeating that giant in my life personally, being above the circumstances. And having such responsibility and accountability and going in on things because I want my life to look better on July 20th, 2024. I like for every birthday to be better. I want things like Terra Savelle 4 to be better for me December 31st, 2024 and 2025. Showing that I'm really making progress because I should be way further along than I am. And my friend Keenan Jackson, that I got reunited with in the People Ready assignment at the Pickleball Club of St. Lucie West, it's people like that. He knows I'm supposed to be out here dominant as a speaker, a motivator, a content creator. That man helped me get it together because this is what happened. You're going to have bullies. And that's a good thing that Bill Winston teaches. It can be in your household, it can be in your family. People don't want you out here shining light. Let's go back to the religious spirit. If you focus on the night, I'm slinging Benihana and McDonald's, and Burger King and Wendy's, and 7-Eleven and Wawa. But people don't understand that because they're from a whole different generation. Are they wrong? No. Is there a bullying spirit in it? Yes. You get what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing. I don't smoke drugs. I don't consume drugs. I'm not getting drunk. I'm not gambling up all my money. Worst I done in 24 hours is scratch 3 $2 tickets, won $2, meaning I lost 4. But I'm not saying there's a budget and allowance for certain things. I'm just trying to flip some money. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it all day every day, but I'm just being honest with you. Trying to come up on something. I don't do it every day. And I have plenty to occupy me with, so I don't do it every day. You got time to. You gotta stay ready for these deliveries, these floor deliveries. You gotta report to that job. You gotta go home and do your laundry. It's time to get some sleep. You gotta do your personal care. I shaved my head bald today. Got the goatee, right the face, shave the scruff, shave my body. It's hot. It's hot season in Florida. So I'm smelling nice for my potential wife. I might meet my wife in May 2024. So been in that corner, almost to work. But I'm just telling you, be above the circumstances. There's too many content creators that they light years ahead. It's like that's when the content get good because they had other streams of income that really paid for how they're living now. And there's not a lot of trench talk. But thank God when they can recall and share with the world how hard they really did have it and the sacrifices they made. But I'm sharing you right in it. And my delays, it's not because I'm stupid. It's not because I'm lazy. I'm one of many Americans who went out and financed their education in advance. That's why my life looks different. I make the money, but we live in a material status, high value man, high value woman, little era that I want nothing to do with. Don't group me in with that. I'm making the same money, have made more. It's just that loans of value, when you got them student loans as a mortgage, it's a real mortgage. But in the urban communities, in the black communities, they don't even call that a bill. They think you can dodge that, play with that. No, you actually have to make way with that. That way you can get better terms on your auto loan, better terms on your auto insurance, because your credit will be good. When you clear the credit and you got a couple grand, that way you can invest in some real estate. But these are the things I've had to overcome, in and out, try it again, do it again. You can be above the circumstances. Now, I'm not gonna come here and be toxic. I'm telling you, like, you can make it through what you make it through. Like, go be light. If you're a dishwasher like me, go be light. If you're a janitorial, floor tech, environmental services worker, busser, if you clean porta potties, change out porta potties. If you work in water, wastewater management, wastewater treatment, concrete, go do your thing. And they get banned. That's a crazy debt collector, more than likely. Private number. That's why I have to really be out here doing my thing, because if anybody should be reaping monetization, it's me. And I'm gonna like to torture you because it's supposed to be you. There's enough for all of us. You eat, I eat. But it actually is my own doggone fault. It ain't there yet, because the growth I've seen in the month of April 2024, I should have been done that. I gained 50 subscribers. I thank all of y'all, supporters and subscribers, and get my views up. All you gotta do is post. And some of us live by such beauty. Birds chirping in the morning, ocean waves, tree farms, pre-planned developments, where the RVs are, where the beautiful exotic cars are, where the events happen. You ought to be putting that stuff on film and uploading. But I'll tell you, that's called being above the circumstances. I may not own a home. I live in an owned home with a mortgage on it. I may not own a home. I may not have my name on a deed like so that I know of. That's a whole nother issue. Oh well. But my heart is that I'm building wealth for everybody around me. So like these young college football players, NFL draft, they're looking to take care of the family. That's how I work in the urban and the black community. Sometimes we gotta take care of up and down, meaning our parents and grandparents and the wife and children that we create, our family appropriation. Some other communities don't understand that. We're taking care of vertical, up and down. So my heart is that there's enough for everybody. Go make that money. Go amass that money. Have you ever thought about making $8,000 to $10,000 a month? Have you ever thought about making 30, 60, $100,000 a month? Allow yourself to think that, and don't see it as criminal or ungodly. Be above the circumstances. Have you ever thought about just being kind to your neighbor at work and helping them, and realizing that if they being off the chain, you don't know what they're going through at home. You don't know what people did to them in their own family. You don't know how the customers treated them. If it's a place of service, and most all places are, whether it's public business or private business, corporate, family owned. People go through things. So you get your lessons, your ground school lessons, and you be above the circumstances. That's what I want to say about that this morning. Be blessed.